let's go through some details regarding the assignments for week 3. Again, we're talking about decision making and planning and the impact on management, and what outcomes we're looking for. So I did the overview of the chapter. If you haven't gone through the first video yet for week 3, make sure you do so. Do these in order. Get your reading done as far as the chapters. So you've got that background. You've taken notes over everything. In addition, the 2 videos as you see here, a 7-step decision-making process. You want to take notes over both of these. So you've got sources for the information you're going to provide. We'll go over the reflection in a moment, because that comes at the end. But let's look at the scenario-based decisions. So again, same layout. We're going to bold the choice 1, 2, and 3, bold strengths and weaknesses, answers following in regular font. Organize these very carefully, and here's what we're going to look at. So your role in each of the weekly forum might be a business manager, decision maker. Use the following process for each of these discussions. All right, so you've got the directions which haven't changed. You can reply to at least 2 other classmates. If you get time, I'd reply to everybody, or at least read everyone's. Again, pay attention again to the organization of things. And so here's a scenario, and this has not altered. So both leadership and workforce have a minimum bachelor's degree, often a doctorate in their given field. So we're dealing with experts. Okay, I think I've mentioned that week 1. The work environment is fast-paced, exacting, details must be accounted for. So not a lot of room for errors. The market the organization serves in is very competitive. Customer expectations are high, demanding customers, hotly contested markets. Number of competitors is relatively stable, so not a lot of in and out of people or organizations or things. Examples: this environment, medical organizations, legal practices, consulting firms, and many others. So on the professional side, not necessarily production. So which step in the decision-making strategy is most important given the conditions described in the scenario? So how does technology? So those are the two questions. So recognize that a decision needs to be made, analyze the alternatives, implement, so that these are the questions we're looking at. Choice 1, choice 2, choice 3 are these right here. Okay, what are the strengths and weaknesses of each of these? And you're making a judgment call here. Again, this is what you get paid for. This is what you get paid well for, is thinking and analyzing. It's not just repeating. It's being able to take information, digest it, and make sense out of it, put it in order, and see the value, advantages, disadvantages, value, risks, and so on and so forth. So you really want to chew into those. I think that should take you into that pretty well. So again, you don't want to attempt this until after you've read the chapters, taken notes, watched the videos, taken notes, and then you'll be prepared. Okay, so that's that assignment. Let's go back then to got management exercises. Look at that. That's one you've seen before. Again, week 3 exercises. Again, you're going to bold things. So you got chapter 2, page 60, number 1. Again, the heading in the chapter is management skills application exercise, managerial decision exercise. So you're going to bold everything in there, all the titles, and your response in regular font following. And so there you go. You've got 2 for each. Again, you want to jump on this early part of the week so you don't get behind, because you need to think about these things and really make sense out of them. So that's one you've done before, at least the style of the assignment, management exercises. Now let's look at the new type of assignment. And this is a kind of a fun one. So it's an article analysis. Okay, the goal of these is for you to explore recent changes and disruptions to management practice, strategies, and theory. So you'll need to find recent articles, and I'm not too worried about how recent, but within the last year or 2, I think you should have no problem finding any number of things. But please use the NWSP library as your source for the article. Relevant course objectives and description. So you want to that are relevant to our course description objectives. Note there are other formal sources such as Google Scholar that might be appropriate. So articles must deal with change or disruption to management, so change management, turnarounds, those types of things. How are we trying to resurrect a dying organization, say, but related to content for the week. Articles should be within the last 5 years, so that should, I didn't even notice that before. Last 5 years, trade articles are acceptable in trade publications. That would be, avoid using sources such as online blogs, opinion pieces, Wikipedia, YouTube, etc. Those you want to avoid, those aren't academically sound. So here's the format. Okay, and you want to be very careful with it. The things you see in bold here, that 1 through 5, that's the heading for each section. Okay, so 500,000 word analysis, respond to the article related to the prior week's course, topics that deal with change or disruption to current management and human resource activity strategies. Format the following 5 steps or locations. Your answer following should be in regular font. So bibliographical entry, use APA format. That should be the first thing. Summary is second. So briefly describe the premise of the content. So this is the little book report part. What was it talking about? So a paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences. Short to the point, but should cover it so there's no doubt what you're talking about. Findings. So briefly state the results, findings, conclusions of the article. What did the article say? All right. So this is what the article said. Now here's the really important part. What do you think? State how the article connects to what you know, think, or have experienced in work, experience, or to coursework. 3 to 4 paragraphs. And one, before you read the article, what was your initial impression of this article? After reading it, how has it changed your notions about the topic? And 3, how does your faith perspective shape your understanding of this topic? So if you wanted to make that 1, 2, and 3 bold headings, you divide this up, that's perfectly fine. And then questions. After reading the article, what new questions do you have? What do you want to know more about? Provide at least 3 questions related to the topic in each bullet list. So there you go. So you're going to follow these. It's very linear. The trick is, not really a trick, but the thing is to get your hands on an article as soon as possible. So do your reading. I mean, that's why you want to front load the week. Early part of the week, you want to get your reading done, the backup work, the preparatory work, and you should be ready to go. So this one, take a little extra time with this one because it is new. But I think, again, what do you think? What's your reasoning? There you go. That should be a fun diversion from what you ordinarily do. And then we go back to reflection presentation, which we've covered a couple times already, so I'm not going to revisit that, but you understand what that's about, so you're reflecting. Again, that should take you through week 3. You're almost to week 4. Hang in there. Keep working. I'm always interested to read your work. And if I can help you, please let me know.